Hey guys, I'm Taurus, and this is part 2 to the part 1 of building better relationships with ourselves and the things around us. So if you guys are interested in that and you want to watch the first part, you can go on my page. It's my most recent video, but in that video I was basically talking about healthy and non-healthy, like red flags and green flags in the relationship, and just from my perspective, what types of behaviors. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, because I strongly believe that relationships are not just about romantic and just about the opposite sex. Relationships are connections. They're just connections, and you have connections to many other things other than that boy or that girl, with yourself, with nature, with everything. And I'm gonna get into that, you guys. But so I wanted to start the series because I feel, while also, on my journey and self-discovery journey and journey to success, I realized that the number one way to get there is to know yourself. And what better way to know yourself than to explore the relationship with self and with the things revolving you and the things that you interact with or do on a daily, like the way we think. So I guess this series is just about finding ways to strengthen that connection, because it's not just with romantic relationships, even though that's the topic I'm covering today. It's with all aspects of anything that we involve ourselves with. Building a better relationship with money, building a better relationship with family, building a better relationship with self and triggers and shadow work, building better relationships with nature. I know personally for me, with prioritizing yourself, with self-love, there's so many things that we're connected to and that we connect ourselves to, and maybe we think it's not working, but maybe it's just because we haven't strengthened our connection. Like, let's say if you have like a sibling or something that you don't really talk to, like let's say you're older than them, so you don't really pay attention to them, and and then they grow up and they're like, you guys aren't really that connected. It's probably because you guys haven't prioritized working on that relationship, working on that connection to strengthen it. So by the time the sibling gets older, they're like, there's really no connection to this person, like, you know what I mean? And we don't want that, not with ourselves. I have to go to the library today, so anyway, without further ado, I have my little whiteboard here, and last time in my last video, if you've seen that, I had romantic relationships, and I was basically like putting red flags and green flags of like what's healthy and what's not. So I'm about to put like the romantic relationships up there, and yeah, so okay. And then I also had some stuff right in my notebook that I was basically just talking about, like unhealthy behaviors, romantical. It was like what relationships is not, because like I said, it's not just romantic relationships, and even romantic relationships, these traits would be considered toxic. So controlling a relationship, any relationship that you're trying to create, has to be, my microphone, I hope you guys can hear me, but it has to be built on a solid foundation. That's why they say relationship has to be built off trust. That's the solid foundation, trust. A relationship that's built off of lies and deceit and trickery is gonna crumble down, and you're not gonna have any solid foundation. When it comes crumbling down, there's nothing to hold it in. Whereas a relationship that was built off trust, it's like, okay, even if we're having issues, no matter what, I can count on the fact that I can trust you, and that's the foundation that's keeping them strong. Like I said, reverse side, there is no foundation that's keeping them there. There's no sense of connection, no sense of a relationship. Trust is connection. Trust is relationship. So anyways, moral of the story is, every relationship that you create, whether it's with yourself or something outside yourself, has to be based on solid foundation. It has to have authenticity. It has to have genuineness or whatever, or it's probably not going to work out for the best. I'm just going to be honest with you. And this is coming from someone that's very in tune with spiritual aspects and how certain things work, and I'm pretty sure that you guys are too. So anyways, nonetheless, there's just some behaviors that are not built for building a solid foundation. Like, I want to build something out of my life that is gonna be built off solid foundation, not something that's so That's currently what I'm in the process of doing, you guys. Anyways, it's not demanding. You don't demand things. If somebody walks up to you and demands something from you, are you going to be like, okay, here you go? I highly doubt it. Okay, it's not unequal. A lot of people like to have their cake and eat it too, and I'm just being honest. I realize this about myself. Like, sometimes I like to have my cake and eat it too, but yeah, you know, that's why you just have to always be be aware and make sure, you know. But I'm by myself most of the time, but still, it doesn't excuse it. See, I'm trying to make excuses. No, excuses aren't gonna help you, honey. Excuses aren't gonna save you. Not over here, they're not, babe. Not over here. Not even with me. I that's why, like, I say the things that I say and I act the way that I do, because I put myself in check. Like, before anybody, I'll put myself in check real quick. Like, girl, you know, that's an excuse from stopping you from doing what you really want to do, or you just want to make an excuse to be like, okay, see, it's not gonna work. No excuses here. Sorry. And I love you and care about you, and I want the best for you, and I want the best, just like myself. So that's why I'm saying that, because I don't give myself excuses. I'm not gonna let you do it. So anyways, let's get into it. Time's almost up, and I didn't really talk about nothing. I'm about to zoom these last 4 minutes, okay, y'all? Yeah, you guys, I'm not gonna go over what I did in part 1. If you want to know what happened in part 1, we're 6 minutes in, so you could have been watching part 1 by now. Anyways, here's what I put. Love yourself. To be in any romantic relationship, you need to love yourself first. I know it's way easier said than done. I know that you may think that I love myself, but you'll see how much you love yourself when you'll see how much you love yourself when you think you're in love with somebody else, okay? And I really hope that you prevail, because it's so easy to celebrate, like, you know, me, for somebody who didn't start dating until 20, somebody who didn't lose my virginity until 2 years after that, I was very like, oh, if I, you know, very, if I was in this situation, I would have did this, I would have said this, So, you know, which also caused me to be very judgmental to my friends who were going through certain things at the moment. So that's why I'm just like, so yeah, make sure you're happy with yourself first. It's gonna take away the jealousy. You're not going to be jealous. You're not going to be envious. You're not always going to be, let me look in your phone. First of all, like, when I don't check, like, if I have to check your phone, like, that is, like, a foreign to me now. Like, it was foreign before I got in a relationship to me, and now I'm expelling that rule. I don't want to be with anybody who I have to constantly check your phone. Just somebody else to do it. Anyways, don't expect this person to solve your problems or save you from yourself. People aren't here because then you become like draining almost. Like, you can't expect, like, okay, first of all, my belief, you don't need to be in a relationship to be happy. You don't need a child to be happy, and you don't need to be married to be happy and live like a successful, awesome life. Those are just my personal beliefs. But I do believe that you need to have purpose, intention, and self-love. Those things you do need. And so don't put anybody else above you if they're not doing the same for you. That's it. Because that's not really love. Like, one of my personal favorites, don't settle. Okay, I don't know why I have this board, guy, because I'm not writing down it. Don't settle and don't let up on your boundaries. If you have boundaries, if you have moral codes, specific ones that you know that you have for specific reasons, don't let up on them. And if somebody expects you to let up on them for you, guess what? Next caller. Don't let people use the word love as a mask word for manipulation, controlling, narcissism, gaslighting, toxic. Okay? Nope. My favorite, don't become those people that's like, I got my heart broken in 4th grade, I'm never gonna love again. You're the only one that's mad. You're the only one's gonna be mad and sad and salty, because guess what? They're out. The person that did that to you or who made you feel that way, guess what they're doing? They're on to the next one. On to the next on to the next one. And you're sitting up here sad and mad because he not your dad. No, but seriously, guys, move on. Let it go. Like, don't let that bastard ruin anything for you. Trust that what's meant for you, like, you guys, don't miss what's meant for you waiting on for what's not for you. Like, sometimes, why won't this work? That's not your guy. I'm sorry, you're not that guy. That's not your guy. I'm sorry to tell you. Please let that man go so you can find the man that loves you down, boots, slay the house down. Couture. No, but seriously, I just ranted most of this video, so I don't know if there's gonna be a part 3 or if this is the last of the video.